All right. Welcome, everyone. This is Sean Cornett, broadcasting to you here live from St. Louis, Missouri. Great to have you joining the broadcast this week. We're going to give it just a bit for folks to get joining. But I would love to get just a quick voice and video confirmation for those that are already with us. Please, if you would, over on the left side here, you should see a chat box. Let me know that you can see and hear me okay. And as you're doing that, chime in. Let me know where you're dialing in from and who you are. I'd like to get a quick shout out for everyone that's joining the broadcast. So if you would, let me know. Looks like we've got, all right. Welcome to the broadcast, Bob and Laura and Corey and crew. I'm going to mute you out for the moment, assuming my mute button works. All right, fantastic. Well, it is Q2. We've got a lot of folks joining. Welcome, Kathy. Welcome, Roger. Sean from Michigan says everything is fine. Bill from Lansing, New York. Great to have you. Shay from Houston, Texas. Welcome to the broadcast. Great to have you. We've got folks joining from all across the country. It's great. Vern from Maryland. We got Charles from Dayton, Texas. A lot of Central time here already. We got another broadcast for you guys in Central coming up in about an hour. A couple of quick housekeeping notes, and then we're going to do a couple of live look-ins. Please do keep letting me know if you're on the broadcast. There's a chat box over there. Type in your name, where you're dialing in from, or where you're viewing from here this evening. I'd like to do shout outs to everybody that joins the broadcast. And also right below the broadcast, you should see a thumbs up and a thumbs down. Obviously, we like thumbs up. That lets YouTube know that you like what you are seeing and would like to see more of it. Maybe we'll be able to reach some more folks. Also, there's a subscribe button right below that will subscribe you to the Ambit Pros YouTube channel so you can get notified immediately anytime we go live with the broadcast. We do a lot of interviews throughout the week, and obviously we do these broadcasts, so that's nice to be subscribed there. And also there's some share buttons. You can share, click those and share this on Facebook or Twitter, whatever social media channel of choice that you use there. Would like to reach as many people as we can with this broadcast, obviously. But welcome everyone from across the country, wherever you're viewing from this evening. My name is Sean Cornett. It's great to have you. It's my pleasure and honor to host the Energy Gold Rush live presentation. You probably just finished watching a presentation of Ambit Energy, and we're going to close that out for you. So whatever presentation you've seen, whatever stage of the process you're at, it's great to have you here this evening. You know, this might be the first time you're taking a look at Ambit Energy, or maybe it's the, you know, if you're anything like I was, you needed a couple of times before you saw it there. So it's great to have you wherever you're coming to us from. We're going to do a couple quick live look-ins here before we get started. Let's see here. We'll do the first one. We'll give, let's see here. We're going to go to Jessica Gardner. And Jessica, I think you're looking okay. Are you there, Jessica? Uh-oh. Jessica's frozen. We're going to switch up. There we are. We're cheering, but we can't hear you, Jessica. I don't know why we can't hear you. No audio from Jessica. Daggone it. Okay. Well, no audio, so we're gonna switch over to Corey. Corey, are you with us? Uh-oh, no audio with Corey either. That's not good. There we go. Welcome. And where are we in New York there?
Kirkwood, New York.
Fantastic. Welcome to the broadcast, everyone. Great to have you.
Glad to be here.
Woo!
Absolutely. Well, I would love to hear from somebody there, maybe the host of the meeting, to share a few words if you would.
There you go. Hey, Corey.
Hello. Corey Bond. I started my Ambit business about 5.5 years ago to buy some of my time back. I was busy. I was a foreman for a HVAC company here in town, and also had my own business doing HVAC on the side. So I was working a lot of time. I have 4 kids and a beautiful wife, and I didn't have much time with them. So I was looking to buy back some of that time. I got going, and about 10 months in, I actually got hurt and blew out my back. And I went from making really good money to absolutely no money, because when you don't work, you don't get paid. So I relied on Ambit. Ambit was taking care of me and my family, and now it's allowed me to do it full time. So I'm happy to be here and work with my family.
That is fantastic. Well, thank you so much for hosting the party and being a part of our broadcast here this evening, Corey. Thank you again. We're going to say farewell to y'all. Take care. We'll see y'all again.
Thank you.
EGR, baby.
All right. Thank you guys. Well, we're going to do a couple quick more shout outs. We've got Charles from Texas, Bill Daly from Cincinnati, Eric Cook from Waterbury, Connecticut. Whoops, sorry, I'm confusing that. From Morris, Connecticut, Anderson from Rhode Island, Kathy from Waterbury, Connecticut, Big Silk from, Sean from Houston, Texas, Gary from Ocala, Florida. We got Derek from Newington, Connecticut, Michael from Belleville, Illinois, Dale Smith is on, John Drew from Michigan. We got George from Killingworth, Connecticut, and Dale from Baltimore. Holy cow, we've got folks all across. Thank you for joining the broadcast, everyone. Great to be a part of it, and it's my honor to get it started for you here to close out your gathering, your home meeting, maybe your hotel, or maybe a restaurant meeting, whatever it is, and however you're taking a look at the Ambit opportunity here for the first or maybe the 10th time. It's great to be a part of that with you. This opportunity has changed my life in more ways than I can share over the past 10 years. But, taking me from a point of really just complete financial ruin to financial freedom is an incredible shift. And we've got an incredible guest speaker here that's going to be able to close things out for you that I'm really excited to introduce. He's, in the Ambit world, he's very well known, been on a number of 5-star trips, Pure Energy Award winner, executive consultant. But, outside of the Ambit Energy world, this guy's kind of a big deal as well. He's a serial entrepreneur who's built 3 multi-million-dollar businesses in his 20-plus career. He's the author of 7 Habits of the Highly Successful LinkedIn User. And it is my incredible honor to introduce to you here this evening executive consultant Dennis Brown. Dennis, are you with us?
I'm here, buddy.
Fantastic. If you could turn your camera on there, I would appreciate it. Fantastic. I'm going to give you the floor, and it is yours to close it out, my friend.
Awesome. Thank you, Sean. Listen, guys, I'm humbled to be here. I appreciate the opportunity to speak to all of you. My job tonight is to bring it all together. If you've just watched a video or sat through a home show, you've just got a lot of information thrown at you. And so my job, after you've been drinking from a fire hose, is to try to put out that fire and make sure you walk away with something meaningful. So very briefly, I saw Ambit about 5 years ago. The reason why I started Ambit, I was looking for a vehicle to pay for my 2 daughters' college education. A couple years into the business, the residual income and the bonus checks that were coming off this business were more than enough to pay for their college education. So, I joined because it was great timing and something that I needed as a vehicle to get from point A to point B. No matter how successful we were in those other businesses, there's always room for extra income. I hope you agree. So I'm going to get pretty serious here with you for a second. I read an article not long ago, and the article stated that, I don't know if you guys realize it or not, and I got the stats in front of me here, that 29% of all American workers have less than $1,000 saved for retirement. Let that sink in for a second. Isn't that crazy? 46% of all American workers have less than $10,000 saved for retirement. I hate to break the news to you guys, that's not retirement. And another stat, they did a survey of baby boomers, and statistically speaking, 40% of all baby boomers are expecting they will never, ever be able to retire. They will work until the day they die. Isn't that crazy? Well, here's the good news. The good news is what you just saw tonight, with what you just saw tonight, it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way at all. So I'm going to go over 5 points very quickly, and then I'm going to let you guys get at it, get some questions answered, and hopefully get started with your Ambit business just like I did. So again, there's 5 reasons why Ambit works. The first reason is this: it's a service and not a product. It's really important that you grasp that. It's one of the things that grabbed me by my hair, well, maybe not my hair, but grabbed me by the back of my neck and made me say, listen, this is different. It's not a widget, a Gidget, a Gazmo, any sort of those products that I had been pitched before. And it's a service that everybody uses and can't live without. That just makes sense. The second part of that is that it's the power of part-time. When I was started my business, I owned 3 other businesses. I have a wife, 2 kids, and some hobbies. I'm a pretty busy guy, probably much like many of you tuning in tonight. Busy, so there wasn't time to start another full-time business. But Ambit works part-time. 99% of Ambit consultants do this part-time, a few hours here, a few hours there. And they're able to create some additional income to fill that gap. So the power of part-time is really important. We're not asking you to quit doing what you're doing now. Keep doing what you're doing and just plug into our system and work this a few hours a week to get started, and you'll be shocked how much cash will start landing in your mailbox. The third part of this is it's a lucrative compensation plan. When I looked at this, that compensation plan looked like Chinese math to me. It just didn't make sense. It took me quite a while to understand it. And I'm sure you have some of the same thoughts in your mind. Don't let that deter you. Here's what I'm going to tell you. We get paid for 2 parts of a real business. We get paid bonuses weekly on customer acquisition, new customers that come into the business, and we get paid residual income on the usage pattern of a gas or electric bill. That's all you need to know. We get paid multiple ways. And the last statistic that I heard, Ambit's going to pay out over $90 million in commission to the field in 2016. And I'm pretty sure that's going to go up next year. So how much of that do you want? How much of that do you need to fill the void? Number 4 is perfect timing. If you walk away with absolutely nothing that I talk about tonight in this short, video, make sure you understand perfect timing. You have to understand that this is only going to happen once. The deregulation of energy is only going to happen once, and it's going to happen with you or without you. And so you have to understand that you're standing at a place in time right now that you are ahead of the curve. You're ahead of the wave. Right now, Ambit's in 16 states. There's multiple countries deregulating, and we have less than 3% market share. That's perfect timing. And the last, number 5, is a proven system. This is really important that you understand this. You don't have to be, Mark Zuckerberg. You don't have to invent Facebook. You don't have to come up with the next greatest app. You don't have to invent Angry Birds in order to make money. All you have to do is follow the system. It's been laid before you. Guys like Shane, Damian and Sean and Brian McClure and the top leaders in Ambit have already built this system. It works. The company did $1.5 billion in sales. I just told you they paid out $90 million in commission. It works. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Here's what I tell people. Steps 1, 2, 3, wash, rinse, repeat. Do it over and over again, and you'll be shocked how far and how fast you can go. So those are the 5 reasons why Ambit. I don't know why you would join. Maybe you're looking to pay off college debt. Maybe you're looking to, pay for your car. Maybe you want to cover your mortgage. That's all doable. You just have to get started before you can get anywhere. You can't steal second with your foot on first, as they say. So at this point, you fall into one of 3 categories. You're an A, a B, or a C. If you're a C, you've sat through the presentation, you've seen it, you've listened, and it's just not for you. And that's okay. We're not going to beat you over the head. Whoever invited you to this meeting, simply turn to them and become their customer. Save a little bit of money. It's going to help them out, and nothing changes for you. If you're a B, you've got questions. You're like me. You're like Sean. You've got questions. That's great. We want to get those questions answered. Turn to the person who invited you. find one of the leaders of the meeting that you're at, and get those questions answered tonight. If you're an A, you know, before this video even turned on, you were ready to get started. The great news is, I'm sure that the hosts of those meetings have computers there. They can literally get you signed up. It takes about 5 minutes to get you signed up. You can have all your business building tools up and running and ready to go. And you can be in business. You could literally call your old college roommate in Chicago or your uncle in Dallas, and you could share the business with him tonight and get your business growing. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. All I can tell you is this: perfect timing doesn't happen often. Take advantage of it, because you never want to look back and say, I wish I had. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. And I want to thank Sean and Damian and everybody from Ambit Pros and EGR for having me on. And I'm going to turn it back to you, Sean.
Thank you so much, Dennis. I appreciate it. And wherever you're at this evening, as you're closing up here, understand that this tool, what you're checking in and viewing right now, is a part of that system that, put me back on the screen here, part of that system that Dennis talked about. We're here every Tuesday, broadcasting this exact same way with a new, different top speaker from around the Ambit Energy world. We've got an incredible lineup these next couple weeks. We've got several national consultant yellow jackets with Danny Kirby, Damian Pekacek coming up, and I forget the week after that. But we've got an incredible lineup here this next upcoming month. So plan accordingly. You can schedule your own home meeting and build it around this event so that you've got this live broadcast to plug into any and every Tuesday you wish, just like any other regular weekly event going on. So again, subscribe below, share it, and we'll see you on our next broadcast. If you're maybe running a little bit behind here and you're part of the Central Time Zone, we're going to be doing this exact same broadcast again here in 45 minutes at 7:45 p.m. Central Time. We'll be doing another live broadcast on this exact same channel. So you can come back if you'd like and see it again here in about 45 minutes, like I say. So, but again, every Tuesday, both Central and Eastern, 7:45 p.m. Central. Thanks so much for being a part of our broadcast. We'll see you next time.
he promotes to regional, to senior or regional instead of our regional coach.
Well, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. There we are. We'll go ahead and get started early. I just realized I was showing the camera of myself instead of the countdown timer. So I apologize to everybody that was staring at me for the past 5 minutes. In any case, welcome everyone to the broadcast. Great to have you here this evening. My name is Sean Cornett, coming to you here from my home, well, not home office, my office in St. Louis, Missouri. Great to have you as part of the broadcast. As folks are just joining, and I know there's a delay from when I speak to when you hear me, but I would love to get some confirmation that you can see and hear me okay. So as soon as you get this, over on the left-hand side of the video, there's your, well, it would be your right, my left. There's a chat box. If you would, type in, let me know where you're watching from this evening and who you are, your name and where you are watching from. Also, down below the video, there's a thumbs up and there's a thumbs down. We, of course, really enjoy thumbs up because that lets YouTube know that you like what you're seeing and would like to see more of it. There's also a subscribe button that will subscribe you to our YouTube channel. So anytime we go live, you get an immediate notification, and we will deliver some spontaneous interviews throughout the week. More EGR live broadcasts, of course, every Tuesday night, 7:45 Central and Eastern. And I'm sure that there's a number of folks that are a little bit confused tonight because I did change the game. I'm doing both broadcasts on the same link. So we may have some confusion there. But great to have you on the broadcast. We're going to give it just a few minutes here before we get rolling. No matter where you are dialing in from. Oh, looky there. Tony Procopio checking in. Great to have you, Tony. How are you? I think we've got maybe some confusion. I just recently, for the first time, merged both broadcasts into one broadcast, which I think long-term will simplify things, but immediately might confuse a few folks. So both Eastern and Central broadcasts are going to be on the same YouTube live link. So you'll just dial in at different times. All right. Well, we're ready to rock here in a few minutes as well, Tony. Let me just take care of another housekeeping item or two over here, and then we will get going. We had folks on our earlier broadcast from all over the Ambit land. It was a very diverse crowd. It was great to see. We had a lot of Texas on the Eastern time zone broadcast, which is great. So anyhow, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead, and it's about that time. So let's get going here. My name is Sean Cornett. Great to have you here this evening, no matter where you're viewing from. And whether, you know, this might be your first time taking a look at the Ambit opportunity, or maybe your 5th or 10th time taking a look at the opportunity. It is one that has changed my life very dramatically over the past 10 years, and I certainly hope that it does the same for you. It may or may not be a good fit, but that's what we're here to find out. And you should have just finished watching a presentation there at your home party or gathering, or maybe small group. And we're looking forward to closing it out for you. We've got a very special guest speaker, a good friend of mine in the Ambit world, is extremely well known as an executive consultant. He's been on several 5-star trips, which are those trips that you earn a couple times a year for being a top producer, Pure Energy Award winner. But outside of the Ambit Energy world, our guest speaker here this evening is kind of a big deal. Of course, he's jokingly a big deal anywhere he goes, but bring up his little bio here. He's a serial entrepreneur that's built 3 multi-million-dollar businesses in his 20-plus career. He's the author of The 7 Habits of Highly Successful LinkedIn Users. And I'm not even sure what this is. Maybe we'll get an explanation, but he's a 6X Inc. 500, 5,000 honoree, which sounds like a pretty cool thing. So it's my honor to welcome to the broadcast here this evening to close things out for you, wherever you are watching from, Mr. Executive Consultant Dennis Brown. Dennis, are you with us?
I am, Sean. Can you hear me?
Fantastic. I can, loud and clear. I'm going to switch the broadcast over to you and let you take it away, my friend.
Cool. Well, listen, thank you, Sean. I appreciate it. The clarification, that's 6 times it's Inc. 500. That's all. It was a former company that I had, but that's in the past. And here we are today. You guys have just taken a look at the Ambit business. And so I'm excited for you. And my job here in the next 10 minutes is to try to wrap it all together, try to bring it together for you so you can walk away with something meaningful so that you can make a decision whether this is something that makes sense for you and your family. I first saw Ambit about 5 years ago. And at the time I had 3 businesses, 2 kids, a wife, hobbies. I was pretty busy, much like most of you. And, I decided to get involved with Ambit because I was, even though we had some successful businesses, I was looking for a vehicle to pay for my 2 daughters' college education. And so what I realized was after seeing the business for the first time, when we get paid a residual income by helping people save money on a bill they can't live without, I decided to start my business. So in the next couple minutes, I'm going to go over 5 points because I want you guys to walk away with something meaningful. But before we do that, I want to share a couple stats with you I read from a recent article. And I think it was very eye-opening to me, and I think it will be to you as well. I don't know if you're aware, but did you know that 29% of American workers have less than $1,000 saved for retirement? Let that sink in for a minute. That's crazy. Less than $1,000. 46% of American workers have less than $10,000 saved for retirement. Let me break the news to you. That's not retirement. You'll never retire in that situation. And they did a recent study or a survey of baby boomers, and 40% of baby boomers stated that they will have to work until the day that they die. They will never retire. That's crazy. It shouldn't be that way. And guess what? It doesn't have to be that way. Because what you saw tonight, is just a vehicle to get you from point A to point B. Point A is where you are now, financially, fiscally, everything that goes on in your financial world, to point B where you want to be 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, 5 years from now. And so the 5 points I want to talk about tonight is this: why Ambit works. Number 1, it's a service. It's not a product. It's not a widget, a gidget. It's not an energy drink, a face cream, a vitamin. Those are all great things. But energy is different because everybody has it and you can't live without it. That's a fact. That's just the way it is. So that's one of the parts of the secret sauce. It's a service and not a product. Number 2 is this, the power of part-time. When I started my business, I didn't have time to do it full-time. As I said to you before, I had 3 other businesses. I was pretty busy, much like many of you in the audience. Well, here's the good news. You don't have to quit doing what you're doing now. Keep doing what you're doing now. 99% of Ambit consultants do it part-time. You can start this business doing it a few hours a week, and you'll be surprised within just a short period of time, the checks start to flow and how much money starts coming into your business. The third part of this equation is it has a lucrative compensation plan. This is really important, but I will tell you the first time I saw the comp plan, it was like Chinese math to me. It just didn't make sense. And it took me several looks before I started digesting exactly how we got paid. But here's the reality. I'm going to break it down for you. It's really, really simple when you think about it this way. We get paid for 2 parts of a real business. We get weekly bonuses that are paid out every week based upon new customers coming in our business. Those are customer acquisition bonuses. And we get paid a residual income, which is monthly income residual, month after month after month, on the usage pattern of a gas or electric bill. Very simple, no different than Verizon or AT&T. The more energy you use, your customers use, the more commissions you get. That simple. And then the fourth part is perfect timing. If you walk away from this presentation tonight with anything, I want you to walk away with that. It is perfect timing. Let me explain. Right now, the energy deregulation is very early stage. Currently, there's about 29 states that are in some form of deregulation in the US, Canada, UK, Australia. Different countries are in the process of deregulating. The great part is Ambit's already in 16 states, but we only have 3% market share. That means 97 out of 100 people in the markets that we do business in are your potential customers. That's perfect timing. You're ahead of the curve, you're ahead of the wave. You just need to grab on and ride that wave. So perfect timing is critical in any business. I can tell you that any business I've ever been involved in, timing was a very important component. There's a lot of other things that create success, but timing is definitely one of them. And number 5 is it's a proven system. What I mean by that is this: you don't have to be you're not Mark Zuckerberg, you're not Bill Gates. You don't have to come up with the next greatest app. You don't have to invent Angry Birds. You don't have to do any of that. You don't have to be creative. You don't need to be a speaker. You don't need to write blogs. Here's what you need to be able to do. Follow a simple system that's been laid out for you. The leaders of Ambit that have been in business making millions of dollars for the last 10 years have already perfected the system. I tell everybody this: it's step 1, step 2, step 3, wash, rinse, repeat. That simple. If you can do that and you do it consistently over an extended period of time, I guarantee you will make money. So those are the 5 primary points that I wanted you to walk away with. And at this point, you fall into probably one of 3 categories. You're an A, a B, or a C. If you're a C, you've seen the business, you've seen the presentation, you've sat through it, and you've listened. And that's great, but it's not for you. And that's all right too. Do yourself a favor, turn to the person who brought you to the presentation or gave you this link, and become their customer. It costs you nothing, and you're going to save money. You'll be helping them out and helping yourself out at the same time. Very simple to get enrolled as a customer. If you're a B, it means you have questions. You've seen the opportunity, but you definitely got some questions. That's where I fell into. I had a bunch of questions. Thankfully, Rick Vall, introduced me to some leaders of the business at the time who got those questions answered. And I can't stress enough that you do the same. Get your questions answered tonight. Very important. And then, if you're an A, you've been waiting to sign up before this video even started, okay? So, I'm sure that where you're at, they probably have a computer. If you're watching this right now, you're on a computer. You can literally be signed up in about 5 minutes. It doesn't take very long. You can have your all your business building websites. You can have everything up and running. You could literally call your roommate in Chicago, your college roommate in Chicago, your aunt in Dallas, your brother in New York City, and you could share this business with them and start gathering customers and consultants tonight. So I urge you, make a decision, get your questions answered, and move forward. Like I said to you before, walk away from this presentation with those 5 points in mind, but no, perfect timing doesn't happen more than a couple times in your lifetime. And I don't know where you are at this point, but I can tell you right now, never look a gift horse in the mouth. Get started tonight. And I want to thank Damian and Sean and EGR and the Ambit Pros for having me on. I'm going to turn it back to you, Sean.
Thank you, Dennis. I appreciate it greatly. Let's see here. Should be back on. Yes. Okay. And just to close it out, thank everyone for joining the broadcast here this evening, wherever you were. Just a reminder that we do this every Tuesday. Central. I'm sorry, I always start with Central. I'm not sure why. Eastern and Central in the proper order. 7:45 p.m. You can count on us to close out your home gathering, your office, your hotel, your restaurant meeting, whatever it is. You can host a meeting, click play on the video at 7:30 and count on us to close it out at 7:45. We've got an incredible lineup in the next couple of weeks of national consultant yellow jacket earners to close things out for you. I think next week we have Danny Kirby is the next one up. So know that you can build your entire business on this and spider web across the country as you grow into other areas. This broadcast will be available every week to anyone that wants to plug into it. So thank you all for being a part of it, and look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.